Hey guys, so I've decided I'm going to make this 4-part video series on how to create a recording studio and record instruments for cheap. Not ridiculously cheap. This is good quality stuff. It works well, but it's not going to break the bank. You're not going to be spending thousands of dollars. You're going to be spending maybe a couple $100. That's excluding the instruments, but all said and done, and also excluding the computer, but all said and done, it shouldn't cost more than a couple $100. So the first 2 videos are going to pertain to any and all musicians, and then the last 2, 3, and 4 is going to pretty much only be able to help drummers. If you're not a drummer, you can watch it and you might get something out of it, or if you're going to be a sound engineer and you want to just start out like recording people, then watch those to learn how to record live drums, because drums are pretty tricky to record. And so we're just going to jump right into this first video, which is going to be the room. Now, we all know that the room is very important and plays a huge role in how your instruments are going to sound. So to make your room really sound well in the recording, you're going to need some sort of soundproofing materials. Now, I'm in a basement with concrete walls, and the concrete walls are terrible for this. So my studio's still not completely done, but I have been working on covering every inch of concrete in this room so that we're not getting any ring from it and any sound waves bouncing off of it. So first, I'm going to show you what I've done to the walls and what you can do to the walls in your studio. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've done to the walls here now. So I have soundproof foam, obviously, and then underneath the foam is this cool stuff, soundboard. Now, I got this at Home Depot, 4x8 sheets. They were $18 a sheet, so not super expensive. We're trying to keep this as cheap as possible. And what I've done with them is they're 4x8. My ceilings are just under 8 feet, and most ceilings are around 8 feet. If you have a crazy tall ceiling, this might not work for you, unfortunately. But here's what I've done. I cut a little bit off the top to make them the perfect size to where I can wedge them in between the ceiling and the floor and have them nice and tight in there, but also allow them to sort of sway out just a little bit. I don't know if you can see this. Sway out just a little bit from the concrete wall, so there's a little gap, and that gap really helps in trapping the sound and condensing the sound and not letting it bounce off the wall. So, and then on top of that, I have the soundproof foam. Now, the soundproof foam I got off Amazon. When I bought it, I bought a 98 pack and some other packs and some 12 packs here and there, whatever. If I just went on Amazon before I filmed this to get my facts, to get my numbers, and I couldn't find the 98 pack, so I don't remember how much that was. But the next highest pack was a 48 pack, and that was $55. I'd recommend buying the biggest pack you can find because it'll save you the most money in the long run. And then to put the foam on there, I wouldn't use Gorilla Glue or Super Glue or anything like that. Instead, I got this stuff. It's called High Strength Spray Adhesive from a company called Acoustic Foamly. And this stuff is around $20 a bottle, and I got this off Amazon. I ordered two packs, 2 bottles, and pretty much 1 bottle was enough for this whole room. It ran out at the very end, and I had to use just the beginnings of this can, so now I still have a pretty much full can of acoustic foam spray, and it works great. It dried insanely fast. I accidentally sprayed it on my pants, and I tried to get it off, but as soon as it hit my pants, it just instantly dried. So now I have a adhesive spray stain on my sweatpants, but oh well, at least it works well. And so then, this room that I'm in, the actual room itself, is pretty big, and I didn't want to cover the whole room in soundproof foam because that'd just be ridiculously expensive. So I went out and I bought some curtains, and these aren't just regular curtains. They are extra thick. They're called soundproof curtains. obviously they're not completely soundproof. They're just really thick, heavy curtains, and they were pretty expensive. I don't remember what the list price was. It was right around 100. It was pretty crazy. But on Amazon Prime, Amazon always has crazy deals. I got them for like 78% off. So I bought a 5-pack, and then I bought one extra to finish it off. But I bought a 5-pack for I think it was $200 or $300. It was a really, really good deal. So if you have an Amazon Prime, I definitely recommend buying these soundproof curtains, but not full price. I would wait for them to go on sale, because Amazon does deals all the time, and at some point they will go on sale. And so that's in closing. And then there's the other thing is the ceiling. Now, my ceiling was wood, and I wanted to cover it up just to make it that much more soundproofed. These are just mattress toppers that I have cut and ripped apart and made to fit the ceiling, and I just used a staple gun and stapled them up there. You can get mattress toppers anywhere. I got them from Target. You can probably get them at Walmart for cheaper. I'd get the cheapest ones you can get. Unfortunately, when I went to Target, they didn't really have a huge selection, so I had to buy some pretty nice ones. And I felt kind of bad buying super nice mattress toppers and using them for my ceiling, but oh well, I did what I had to do. And it was kind of expensive because I had to get nice ones because they didn't have cheap ones. But you can probably find some cheap ones for maybe 15-20 bucks for a queen, and get a couple queens, and that should fill your ceiling. And then I just used a staple gun and stapled them right to the beams, and it worked great. And then on the floor, I'm in a concrete basement. If you have a wood floor, you probably don't need carpets, but in the concrete basement, I definitely did. So these are just a bunch of random carpets that we're not using upstairs, and I've just pieced them together. You know, to me, it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. It's a little bit abstract, you know. I like it, but if you want to go out and get a nice big area rug, just to put, if you have a concrete floor or a tile floor or anything like that, I'd recommend doing that. If you have a hardwood floor or a laminate floor, you don't really have to, except for, of course, the drums. But other than that, you should be all set. So now I'm going to take my snare out and put it out in the open room, not the studio, and show you what that sounds like. And then I'll bring it in and film it in here, and we'll see the difference. So this is the snare outside in a normal room. There's a wood wall there, a concrete wall there, and some clutter in the back. So pretty loud, pretty ringy. We'll turn the snare off so you can hear how that sounds. Okay, now we're in the studio that I have, and I'm not doing this with any mics so that you're just getting the straight raw snare sound. I have my vocal mic turned off. You're not hearing anything but the snare itself. Turn the snare off. So there you go. Okay, so now that we're back, there's a pretty substantial difference between the two sounds. The snare out in the open was louder, ringier, everything you'd expect from an unsoundproofed, uninsulated room with a concrete wall nonetheless. Now, when we brought it in, the soundproof foam and the soundboard and the curtains and the mattress toppers on the ceiling helped with killing that sound and not allowing it to bounce off the walls and create a much louder sound than you'd want. And it makes the sound more manageable and more controlled in a mix or when you record. So Definitely sounds better with some insulation and some soundproof, and the more you have, the better overall sound you're going to get. Now, that's going to be it for this video. Part 2 is going to be how to set up your DAW and your recording software and the cheapest ones, and what I use and how I do it, and mics and all that fun stuff. So if you like this video, leave a like, and also comment down below and say if you want to see a video on how I set up the soundboard and how I put the soundproof foam on and how I set it up, because I'm going to be doing that to this back here. I'm going to take all the soundproof off this. It's on a sheet right now. And take them off that, and then get some soundboard and put them on so I can get this room finished off. And I'll be doing that hopefully soon. So if you want to see a video on that, comment down below. And if you want to see part 2, as soon as it comes out, I will put a card up on this video. If there's no card, then it hasn't come out yet. It should be a couple days after this video, no later than a week. So stay tuned for that. And then 3 and 4 will follow shortly after. So thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.